Okay, then after leaving the Fort Totten apartment, I mean, every time I've had to look for a place to live, uh, I have to get a room in a group house or an apartment. I prefer a group house. Um, I can't afford anything else. I mean, even that is about half of my income, and I'm having a huge problem with that. People don't want to rent. And also age discrimination. I mean, again, I was okay, 20 to 30-year-olds, 20 to 30-year-olds. Recently, I just contacted somebody, and it was a group home with a great age difference, 24 to 36. They had great diversity in age. I mean, it was a party home. Yeah, that's all anybody does in this town. That's all anybody does. Um, so again, looking and looking and looking, and I found a place where I'm a spring chicken, almost 60 years old, and I'm the spring chicken here. They're all about 70 in their 70s and not in very good shape. One he's a dishwasher at Arthur Reed. He's an ex cokehead, heroin addict, and real male macho white supremacist. I keep on saying, oh Lord, when the violence starts, he'll be out there. Particularly, I'm like, what does a dishwasher have money in the stock market? He even knew George Swelling. I was like, oh Lord. And he's like, oh yeah, this is the stockbroker I worked for back when the market was crashing. He has the rollover dividend program. I learned a lot, but he's a con artist. Uh, and this guy thinks he's great. I was like, oh God. I just told him, I said, I hope you're not on margin. George Swelling wanted to sell that to everybody. Uh, let's see, the other woman, she's been in the tourism, booking industry, but like high end. I mean, I don't know, her she had Kissinger was one of her clients, but she's pretty much crashed and burned. I don't know when she's not on her mommy pills, she's okay, but she has quite, dementia quite often. So you don't have to keep on reminding her who I'm talking about, or then then there's the landlord who was a tenant. Thank God he was just operated on and has moved out. Uh, just in the past couple of days. I mean, he is looking at many problems. I mean, sexual harassment. He was extorting me. Okay, $30 a month. And that's nothing compared to the other extortion. I write my rent checks every month that I would put into his bank directly of rent, Wi-Fi, extortion. Long story. I mean, after I got in, just like everybody else, no, you got to pay me more. You got to pay me more. You got to pay me more. But as I say, they were 70-year-old, so there was. I'm the spring chicken, so I'm not going to get discrimination for age. Well, I might get favoritism for age. I don't know. But I guess I didn't go. It wasn't exactly what he expected because I don't see what he wants here exactly are these broken people. Oh, there's another gentleman here. He's actually the probably the most sane person here is a black man who's on welfare. Again, some issues there, and he's a very nice guy. But this is not about being friends and oh, you're my friend, so you won't do anything about all of the illegal stuff I'm doing. No, I mean, I have to say, I understand. She's like, I don't want to go out there and work for these crazies. I think he got on welfare because it seems. I mean, this is a pretty damn abusive family. Again, the mother. He has an older sister who's gotten, I'm not sure exactly what agency, but high, and I think he ended up homeless, and that's probably how he got some welfare, on welfare, but then he does some stuff for cash. And, you know, I mean, this is welfare fraud, and we're just producing too many. I know a couple people in my family, and even in my husband's family in Europe, that have been on welfare. And I'm like, well, yeah, I know the story there. Of course, this person is a useless, you know, parasite on society because of what their parents did to them. I mean, I saw them from a young age being destroyed. So, you know, we have to produce social orders where we're not, you know, producing these parasites either at the bottom of the scale, the poor, or the parasites at the top, like Trump. And many, many, many of my, you know, the expat wives who are sitting on all of this. I mean, you know, it's really gotten to the point where, come on, you guys. I mean, up until a couple years ago, oh no, you're exaggerating. Well, that won't happen. Well, that won't happen. Oh no, you know, nobody wants to admit. They just want to keep themselves in their little ivory towers. Denial, denial, denial. And it will soon be too late. So those are the people who have been living in the house. So I moved in here. You know, it's okay, not the worst. But the real issue was when the COVID started. I mean, before I went to work, or I closed my room working here or at Kalari, or walking. But when COVID started, of course, Kalari closed down, and first thing that I did was start cleaning. The place is disgusting. Been cleaning it in years. So clean, clean, clean. He's getting all upset, you know, following me around, harassing me, screaming at me, and then wouldn't even let me finish cleaning a room because everything has to dry. You know, especially in the kitchen, that has to dry after you disinfect it. Then you know, with Windex, and you put it back correctly, and you put everything back clean. He wouldn't even let me finish, and he's putting everything back, and I said, it's not finished. So finally I threw up my arms. I mean, the kitchen was done, and I keep that clean, and every place that we touch, you know, everybody in the house touches the community, but they're waiting to happen. And then I told the landlord, when, you know, the unemployment started, I signed up for that immediately. And I told him, I said, I'm not getting all of the money, even though I'm, you know, it says it has it on my screen, but I'm not receiving all the money. And he just, you know, well, that's your problem. I said, no, sir, it's both our problems. You know, you want to take that stance? Well, then, you know, we'll take that stance. I'm working night and day to try and break the protection rackets and the mafia that has this city in its grips. And that's why Trump, you know, rose to power, and get the money to the people. I mean, you know, if anybody would give me a voice, ooh, I'd be up on Capitol Hill. You guys don't want to get along? Well, you're gonna see. I'll haul every single one of you into court. Now you start doing your job. You know, and you shut up, and you shut up. That's a bunch of BS, and that's a bunch of BS. I mean, that's what the ruling elite women should be doing. I mean, this is one of the things I understand, you know, most of these women who come to DC, you know, they're either from middle class or lower middle class, or, you know, don't really understand and don't have the balls to go up and say, I don't care how many PhDs you got, what your title is, who you think you are. I don't care. I've met people much more important than you in my lifetime since I was a child. And I know you just put your pants on one leg at a time, and you are often not as brilliant as you want everybody to think you are. I saw that as a kid, so don't give me attitude and don't give me your BS, because I see through it all the time. Now you get to work. That's how they need to get up to Capitol Hill and over to the State Department. All of them. I mean, you know, the IMF Family Association, the World Bank, Family Network, the Federation of American Women's Clubs Overseas, all of these associations. I want to see these ladies in court. Why are you bowing and scraping to all of the crap you know that's going on? I mean, some of you idiots don't, but a lot of you do. And if you don't, well, you shouldn't be in this game. You should be, you know, cleaning kitchens and domestic work, because if you can't understand this, then you better get out of here. So anyway, you know, that created a problem with the landlord, because of course, as I say, when I take a stand, I'm going to take a stand. Because I you know, I'm the one who jumped in, cleaned 4 days, 10 hours, 40 hours, and then every day I'm cleaning and cleaning, and I still have, you know, he's left. So I sent an email to his daughter. She's in California, I think, West Coast. And I said, look, this house is a mess, and it also needs a lot of reforms. So if you want me to take over and do that, well, then I can do that. Let me know. And hopefully, you know, stay. I mean, of course, I'm not going to do it for free. But it'll help keep a roof over my head. And I mean, I haven't heard one word from Kalari since they shut down. Sent emails, never heard back. I mean, this is totally disrespectful of your workers. Yeah, believe me, all of this money that's going into the corporate, because these guys are corporate. Everybody's going corporate. And it is creating just a mess. I want to see the numbers on all of these corporations of where they have spent their money and how they have spent this bailout money, because they're getting the bailout money. The people aren't. So that's what the issue became with the landlord. I said, you want to turn this into a public policy issue? Fine. You know, that's what I came to DC for. And you guys keep on, I don't know what you guys think, but that's what it's all about. None of you seem to understand, but that's your problem. So, you know, I guess I'll see, because I did try. He told me that I had to move out by October 1st. I said, well, if I can find another place, then I'll move without any problem. I don't care, as long as I have Wi-Fi access, you know, roof over my head, and something not too disgusting to live in. You know, it is what it is. But of course, every time I go on to these announcements, 20 to 30-year young professional, 20 to 30-year-old young professional. I mean, these are all in the think tanks up on Capitol Hill, all of these young, fresh meat. Really, this is why there are such horrible problems of sexual harassment in the workplace. And the whole Jeffrey Epstein thing, you know, about cute young girls, well, they're all over the place. And I mean, ready to sleep with anybody to get where they want to go. It just, I mean, you talk about the best little whorehouse in Texas, best little whorehouse in Washington. It really, really, really is amoral, totally amoral what's going on in this city. And that all of the NGOs, all of the clinics, everybody, the lawyers, everybody is sitting on their hands going, well, I don't want to get involved. I don't want to get involved. I just want to make money here. I just want to cash in. That's not democracy. That's not what this country is about. I mean, Washington is supposed to be leading. I mean, they're leading us off a cliff. And everybody says, oh, you get so upset. You get so upset. I'm like, well, you know, if I see somebody driving off or, you know, going off a cliff, I think I'd be kind of, you know, like a psychopath if I sat there and just said, oh, well, que será on everybody else. So that's basically where I am within the my housing right now. So right now it's kind of crapshoot. I told the landlord, I mean, I hate to say this, he had some, you know, he had to be operated on, and but it kind of came in my favor because then I think he's going to back off. He's got too much on his plate right now to start, you know, going after me in court. What I did was I told the daughter, I'll manage the place, and, you know, see what they say.